You argue that Bitcoin is not just a hedge of inflation, but a peaceful monetary revolution, and even say it could end wars like you did just before. So I want to talk about it. I mean, I guess the question is, why do you believe in Bitcoin and not gold as better weapon against fiat debasement today? I mean, walk us through the mechanics of this.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now, guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Larry Lepard calls Bitcoin the most asymmetric bet he's ever seen. He breaks down why it's a game changer for wealth preservation and freedom. Let's dive in and hear his take.
Sure. Look, they're both good. I mean, the way they're both sound money. They're both money outside of the state. The state can't print gold. The state can't print Bitcoin. So they both have a lot of things going for them. Mm-hmm. Gold is analog. Bitcoin is digital. We're moving toward a digital world. And, the bottom line is that when Bitcoin came along, what they invented when they solved the mathematical problem that allowed, that stopped double spending and allowed a fixed number of something digital to be controlled and audited every 10 minutes. When that came along, it changed the game. I mean, even gold, as sound as it is and as good as it is, we increase the supply by 1.7% every year and above ground. And in 45, 50 years, we'll have twice as much gold on the planet. So, Bitcoin, there will only ever be 21 million. So it's a natural deflationary money. I believe that it has the potential to be the base layer of money because it's easier to verify. It's easier to move. I mean, moving gold around is hard. Verifying gold is not simple. There have been counterfeit gold bars, etc. And, basically, it's not transparent the way that the Bitcoin ledger is transparent. So that's the biggest difference, I think, between the two. The other thing that's going on that I think is going to drive the value of Bitcoin so much higher, everyone wants to own gold. I mean, gold's been around for 5,000 years. Everybody knows what it is. Everyone knows it's money. It's the base layer of money. But, because of that, it's very widely distributed. It's not like it's some great secret. Yeah. Bitcoin is an emerging challenger to gold. I call it digital gold. I think it really does have the properties of gold, but it has some other properties as well. The transferability and the way you can see it on the ledger. It allows, Bitcoin is undergoing an adoption curve, and as you and I both know that, not everybody in the world owns Bitcoin today. In fact, a small fraction of the world owns Bitcoin today, but I believe that fraction will grow as more and more people come to appreciate its monetary properties. And so, in my opinion, Bitcoin will someday perhaps be the base layer of the monetary system. And it's interesting. I'm not the only one who said this. I don't know if you saw it. It was on the Twitter yesterday. Larry Fink at BlackRock, they just wrote their annual report, and they said that, Bitcoin is actually a challenge to the reserve status of the U.S. dollar. I thought, BlackRock's one of the largest asset managers in the world, and here they are actually saying what I believe. I thought, boy, that's interesting.
Bitcoin might be heading for a $71,000 dip, and U.S. trade tariffs could be the trigger. Charles Edwards, founder of Capriole Investments, warns that Trump's newly announced tariffs are creating serious uncertainty for U.S. businesses, the kind we've only seen during major downturns like in 2000, 2008, and 2022. While the S&P 500 stayed steady, Bitcoin took a hit, dropping nearly 8.5% as investors reacted sharply to the news. According to Edwards, the Philadelphia Fed's Business Outlook survey just dropped below 15 for the first time this year, a red flag that usually signals high-risk zones in markets. Although these data points can give false alarms, Edwards suggests keeping an open mind, especially if tariffs increase further or corporate margins shrink. If Bitcoin falls to $71,000, he expects a sizable bounce. On the flip side, if BTC breaks above $91,000 with strength, it could be a strong bullish signal as global liquidity continues to rise.
I think it's important. I really highly suggest people who are skeptical of Bitcoin that they read my book and try and understand the argument that I put behind it. I do believe it's the most asymmetric thing I've ever seen. And more importantly, I think that, a lot of the reasons it's been demonized have to do with kind of the crypto, Sam Bankman-Fried, arm waving, promoter, rug pullers in the whole crypto space. I mean, look, gold people are very sound-based people who tend to be quite conservative, and they don't fall for bullshit. And so, the average gold person, I think, and I count among, I have many average gold friends. When they look at Bitcoin, I know the reaction is, oh, that's all just arm waving and bullshit. And I say, well, it's a little more complicated than that, or it's a little subtler than that. All the crypto stuff, you're correct. You're dead ass right. It's rug pulls, arm waving, bullshit, fraud, Sam Bankman-Fried. But when the guys who invented Bitcoin, whether it's one guy or a bunch of guys, we don't know. But when Bitcoin got invented, what they did was they created absolute digital scarcity. You might say, well, why does that matter? Well, it actually does, because it's provable, verifiable, provable, auditable, visible digital scarcity. So for the first time, really in the history of mankind, we actually have a form of money that will not be diluted. We've never had this before, ever. I mean, even gold gets diluted. So that's different. And I think it means that one has to think about, what does that mean? I mean, it'd be like asking a caveman, what does an airplane mean? I mean, he doesn't even necessarily know how to conceive of what flight is, and the notion that we're going to have a Concorde going across the country, across the ocean in 3 hours, that's way beyond his imagination. And so, I'm not even sure any of us really know exactly what Bitcoin means, but what it does provide is it's a ledger that is completely truthful, honest, and mathematically based that anyone can see. And I think the implications are going to be really big for money and for other things too. So, I really highly encourage people to throw off their skepticism, or throw off their, the taint that crypto in general and the crypto bros have brought to this whole area, and read some of the Bitcoin maxis, read my book, read Lynn Alden's book, read Seyfuddin Amos's book, and try and understand why this is actually a technology and an invention that, to me, it's like I was a big investor in the internet, and it really reminds me of the internet. I mean, and it's parallel. I mean, it's actually the monetary version of the internet, right? So, adoption, all of it, the skepticism. People were very skeptical of the internet in the beginning. You remember Krugman saying it's no better than a fax machine. People don't have anything to say to each other. Who needs the internet? That's what he said.
Robert Kiyosaki has surprised investors once again, but this time, it's not with gold or Bitcoin. The Rich Dad, Poor Dad author, known for his outspoken views on money, recently made waves by calling silver his top investment pick right now. For years, Kiyosaki has promoted Bitcoin and gold while bashing the US dollar and voicing support for Donald Trump. But now, silver is stealing the spotlight. In a series of tweets posted on April 2, Kiyosaki explained why silver could outperform both gold and Bitcoin. He pointed to silver's growing industrial demand, used in everything from solar panels and electric vehicles to medical tech, electronics, and even water purification. Unlike gold or Bitcoin, silver plays a critical role in many essential industries, giving it a unique edge. Even more compelling, he says, is the tightening supply. While gold and Bitcoin remain relatively stable in terms of availability, silver is facing a significant supply squeeze. And despite its recent gains, up over 19% in the past year, silver is still far below its all-time high. At just over $32, it remains 34% under its 1980 peak of $49.45. Kiyosaki believes that silver's price is due for a serious move, predicting it could climb to as high as $70 in 2025. That would be more than double its current value. His message to investors is loud and clear. Silver isn't just a runner-up. It might just be the most undervalued and overlooked opportunity in today's market. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Seller. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.